an analysis. I kind of found that this was an important thing to cover. This is something that I've known about my entire life, this idea of a trucker shortage. And here we are, as I kind of mentioned COVID, in a situation where we have an enormous problem with trucking labor. I shouldn't say just trucking labor, just transportation logistics overall, because it's across the country, across the world as far as that goes. So this transportation industry has dealt with this problem for at least 40 years since the deregulation of the trucking industry in 1980. Okay, so President Jimmy Carter actually signed the deregulation of trucking labor in 1980, and it was not a quick process, but within a year or two of that, there were studies that were presenting an issue of driver shortage. A lot of disagreement exists within the industry regarding what is really causing the problem. Is it a true shortage? And shortage economically is generally supposed to be temporal and only lasts for a very short period of time because industry is supposed to raise prices for give their truckers better wages, things like that, and people will flow to that industry over something else. Other people have said that there's high turnover, which is true. The trucking industry has faced issues. There are some companies that have over 100% turnover each year. In fact, here in Omaha, we have Werner Trucking, and their turnover rate was something like 120 about 3 years ago. I don't really kind of count the years of COVID because the data is so hard to get your hand around what is really causing the problem there. But prior to that, they had a fairly consistent over 100% on their turnover. Does that mean they're a bad company or they're bad to work for? I'm not sure, since there's so many others that have a similar trait. And then there's government regulation, which could cause a problem, since there are regulations that directly affect the productivity of a truck.